Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at game number 11 in our 20 from 1994 series, and this is a horizontally scrolling shoot 'em up in a long series. And this is called Darius Gaiden, and this is part of the Darius series, and this is created by Taito. And this could very well be the best in the whole Darius series, which started back in generally 1987. It says 1986 in the attract mode or title screen, but it was, I think, released in 1987. But this one has like fantastic graphics, very trippy atmosphere, and it also features a fish or a marine life motif of the previous Darius games, and it ditches the widescreen appearance of the previous Darius games, which I didn't think it really needed anyway. It had multiple monitors in it, and I didn't think it really looked all that great. So I'm glad that they just went with a single screen. But the storyline of this takes place between the first two games of the Darius series, Darius 1 and Darius 2, or Sagaya as the second one was also known as. But Gaiden means like a side story or an alternate story. So this is kind of a separate story that doesn't really jive, I think, with the rest of the Darius series. But don't take just my word for it. A number of Darius fans agree that this is quite possibly the best in the series. It's got such knockout graphics. The music is great too. It's very odd, very different, but I really dig it. But looking at the top left of the screen, you will see two different types of power-ups that you can get, and there's a meter, and once the meter is filled up, then that particular aspect, which is bombs and shield, will increase in strength quite a bit. Your shot can also increase with power-ups, but it is not shown on the screen, and that kind of annoys me. I think that they should make a space for that too. But there are various shield icons that appear from certain enemies. Some of them are colored and may release a particular power-up of that color. And there is a red shield icon, and that increases your shot strength. There is a green shield icon, and that increases your bomb strength. There is a blue shield icon that increases your armor. And you see that I have a colored shield on, and that is my armor. It is green. And there is also a special bomb that you can use with the second button. The first button is your regular shot, and when you shoot, you also release whatever bombs you have, regular bombs you have on your ship. We will face our first boss, and it is called a golden ogre. And all these fish creatures or sea life creatures that are the bosses that we are facing are souped up, and they have like cannons and lasers and etc. So it's very fanciful, obviously. But the golden ogre is based on a fang-tooth fish. All these are based on actual marine life, and there are a bunch of different zones. I think there's like 28 different zones, and they are all named after a letter of the alphabet, and we are currently in Zone A, and that is where you start, and you can choose the different paths you will take. and there will be 7 different possible endings. The endings I don't think are really all that much to write home about, but the rest of the game is definitely worth checking out. So whenever you fire your regular shot, there will be like little bombs that will go off at the same time that you fire your shot, and those bombs can be upgraded with the power-ups that I was talking about. You can play 2 players simultaneous play if you like. The first player is a red ship, and the second player is a blue ship. Now, the characters of the first couple games, what was it, Proco and Tiat, player 1 and player 2, I believe they are not in this game. They might have died in this story. And these are apparently 2 different characters that survived the attack that Proco and Tiat did not survive. And I forget the names of the characters in this game. But yeah, the music is fantastic. The graphics are just incredible. I wholeheartedly agree with a lot of Darius fans that this might very well be the best game in the series. There were a number of follow-ups in the Darius series after this one. But we are currently taking Zone B, and here is the next boss. And this is called an Ancient Dozer, and it is based on a horseshoe crab. Now, the different areas that you go through, you start at a planet called Vadis, and that is apparently a new planet that Proco and Tiat from the first couple games were planning to colonize. They do eventually return to the planet Darius, and I used to always call it Darius, but I believe it is supposed to be pronounced Darius. And the enemy forces wiped out pretty much all of the heroes who pilot the ship Silverhawk, except for the player 1 and player 2 of this game. That's the story of this game. And eventually you go through an area called Contrary, and it is it's actually a satellite that's I think around Vadis. And you make your way through a warp zone, you make your way through a weather satellite, and you also make your way back to Darius towards the end. I love how the enemy is destroyed. The enemy boss, you'll see lights streaking through them as they're about to blow up. Just the graphics are just crazy good in this game. Just the effects of warp zone, or the effects of the boss blowing up, and then the screen going all dodgy. It's just really cool looking. There will be some, maybe not mini bosses or sub bosses, but some enemies that take a lot more bullets to bring down. And we've got a asteroid field that we're flying through here. Eventually I put on invincibility cheats, but that was not until I completed I think I might have beaten this stage, and then after that I let myself run out of time on the continue screen. I think you get infinite continues. There will be some icons, some shield icons, that are hidden, and you have to shoot in certain places enough to release them, and then you can collect them. And there's one up there at the top, and I didn't collect collect it. I didn't shoot it enough to release it to collect it. But you'll see that the power-ups or whatever icons will float around for a while, and they'll float in a circular pattern and eventually go back off the screen backwards. So you'll need to collect them. Such weird music. I really dig it. This game is so awesome. I'd seen probably a couple of the Darius games in arcades. This was not one of them. That is your secondary bomb, and that bomb is called a black hole bomb, and you press the second button to fire it. And you have a limited amount of them, though you can collect more. The hidden icons that you can collect are a silver shield, which gives you a random bonus point amount. And this boss is a folding fan, and he is based on a Pacific fanfish. Just such weird music, I just love it. Earlier games in the Darius series may have had weird music, but it wasn't nearly as effective as this, I don't think. I think this is a lot better. Yeah, the game isn't super hard to start off with, but it definitely picks up in difficulty. You'll have to memorize the boss's pattern like really well, because the screen can fill up with bullets and you'll need to know where the safe spots are to stand. But there is also a hidden icon that is a gold shield, and that will be a smart bomb if you pick it up, and all weak enemies on the screen will die, and stronger enemies will be weakened greatly. And there is also a hidden 1-up icon, and it is a bubble with the likeness of your ship inside, and that is also hidden. You have to shoot where it is enough times to release it, and then go collect it. Yeah, you can press up or down to select the next path after you beat a boss. And we are currently in Zone G, and that is hyperspace. See those streaking lines in the background. And you're suddenly in a new area that you've taken hyperspace to. Just the graphics, the music, wow, this just blew me away when I first saw this. And I'd seen this before. I covered it a long time ago, and there I lost my last life. I chose not to continue, and I'll put in my initials. That is Darius Gaiden, or Darius Gaiden: The Dawn of a New Battle. But yeah, it's a side story for the Darius series, and I think it's might be the only one that references Proco and Tiat actually dying, and I think maybe the rest of this series games have Proco and Tiat in them. So definitely a side story, but we're going to look at snippets of the remainder of the zones, and we will see all of the zones. I will not do a full playthrough, that would take way too damn long. The final area, where you can get one of 7 different endings, has 2 of the zones repeated, but they look different, and they have different bosses. That will be Z and V. But the first zone, the first area that you can choose zones in is A, and then you can choose from B or C, and you can choose from D, E, or F, and you choose G, H, I, or J, and then K, L, M, N, or O, then P, Q, R, S, T, or U, and then Z, V, W, X, Y, and then Z, V again. Like I said, those are different from the first Z and V. But yeah, I put on invincibility at this point. I just wanted to get to the boss quicker, just show you the different enemies. And this time we're going to look at the prickly angler as the boss of Zone G. And it is based on a goosefish squid. Okay, so the shot upgrades, you start with a missile, that is your beginning shot, and with each power-up that you get, which is a red shield, that will increase your shot to from single to double and then to triple, and then once you fill up the meter, and you have 3 shot levels per shot power. Once you increase that, then you go to laser, and then you can get double, triple, and then quadruple shot, and then you upgrade to wave, and then after that you upgrade to wave level 2, and then wave level 3, and then that's the maximum, I believe. Just love that the light beams shooting out from the boss before it blows up and causes trippy effects. And now we're going to go to Zone K. And Zone K is a couple of space stations. And the boss will be called the Fatty Glutton. And it is based on a piranha. Fatty Glutton sounds like something, a mean nickname kids would give to an overweight, another kid that's overweight. When you shoot a group of enemies, they're coming at you at once, that's they're likely going to yield a really nice point bonus. So you can score some nice points in this game. I like that. I love the is that parallax scrolling type of graphics. Just breathtaking. This was just such a huge step up from the other Darius games. And again, this did not have the multiple screen effect, which I wasn't a big fan of anyway. Fatty Glutton. This could maybe have had more soundtracks than it had, but I still really dig this game. A number of the bosses have multiple parts that you can break off with your shots. As far as the bomb goes, the bombs that you drop at the same time that you fire your shot. There's Napalm level 1, then there's Napalm level 2, Napalm level 3, Twin Napalm level 1, 2, and 3, Multi-Napalm level 1, 2, and 3, and Multi-Homing Napalm level 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, you can get homing shots, and they're really nice to have when you're looking for a safe spot that's too tough to take shots at the boss from with your regular shot. And as for your shield, your armor, the first one you get is green, and then you can upgrade that to gold, and then silver, and then there's one that's kind of a bronze type of color. And the stronger your shield, the more hits it can take before it's gone. When you lose your last life and choose to continue, you can collect some more power-ups from your explosion. This is Zone P, and it takes place in sea ruins. and the boss will be known as Krusty Hammer, and he is a mantis shrimp. A Krusty Hammer sounds like a weapon I wouldn't really want to use. But again, the various hidden power-ups that you can uncover are the silver shield that gives you bonus points. It's completely random from what I've heard, from 50 points to 52,100 points, somewhere in between there. And there is a gold shield that gives you a smart bomb. You collect it and all the weak enemies die at once. And then there will be a rare occasion where a 1-up can be found. You cannot get a 1-up from various point scores, from what I have heard. Ah, here it is. The Player 1 and Player 2 in this game are known as Keith Arden and Anna Steiner. They may or may not be mentioned in other Darius games after this one. But yeah, the various color shields, there is a red one, and that upgrades your shot. Just, you know, one little marker. And once that whole bar is full, then you get massively upgraded to the next type of shot. The green shield will give you a bomb upgrade. You know, the bomb that you fire when you shoot your shot. The blue one, the blue shield, will upgrade your armor or your shield. And the purple shield icon will give you another black hole bomb. Again, I think it's kind of lame that you don't see a meter for your shot upgrade. There's the red shield icon for your shot upgrade. This is Zone Z that we're in, but this is the first Z. As I've said, the last area is Z, V, W, X, Y, and then Z and V. It's different from the later Z. Zone Z, this one, takes place in an abandoned city, and the final boss is called Great Thing, and it is a sperm whale. And like I said, we will look at all the other zones that we didn't look at to this point, or that we have not yet looked at. Zone A is the surface of Vadis, and the boss is a golden ogre, which is a fangtooth fish. Zone B is the forest of Contrary. The boss is Ancient Dozer, and it's a horseshoe crab. We'll see. We'll see what I haven't covered yet. But yeah, this is the sperm whale here. Very, very fanciful iterations of actual sea life. Be interesting to see a fish with like mounted cannons and bullets flying out of it. I just love the trippy graphics. You can see my homing shot in effect here. The homing shot is so nice to have. When you have maxed out a weapon upgrade and you die, you will, I think you stay on that upgrade, but on that weapon level. And here's one of the endings. If you have like one or two marks on that, I don't know how to say this. If you've gotten to a certain weapon level, you will revert back to the beginning of that level when you lose a life. Or maybe it brings you back down one level. I'm sorry, I can't remember for sure. But this is one ending of Darius Gaiden. And the endings I'm not thrilled about, and there's some fairly bad English at times in them. I love the graphics of that golden ogre moving about. Just looks very, very good for, you know, an era where they're still trying to figure out polygons and making them move smoothly and stuff. I think this looks very, very good. And it was more Namco and Sega that were really pioneering that sort of thing. But done by Taito here, it looks very good. Like I said, we'll go ahead and look at some of the other zones that I didn't cover yet. Other boss characters that we might not have seen. There's a coelacanth. There's an anemone. There's a squid. A number of the bosses repeat in other zones, so I might not actually show another battle with that creature because we'd already seen it. There's also a seahorse, there's a spider crab, there's a sunfish, there's a jellyfish, there's a pelican eel, there's a mirror dory. Just such a cool game. It's weird, it's kind of haunting at times, but just I love it. I think it's great. And then we'll go ahead and put in my initials. Well, that is Darius Gaiden, and yeah, we're going to we're not nearly done with this video. We're going to look at all those zones that I did not yet get to cover, and this time we're going to look at Zone L. Zone L is, it takes place around a weather satellite, and the boss enemy is called the Double Dealer. And it's not someone at a blackjack table, or it's a flounder, but it, like halfway through the battle, it turns into a halibut. Yeah, there's not a ton of different tracks in this game, which is kind of a shame, but the one that we get quite often, it's still pretty cool. Yeah, if you are firing along a wall or something and you see a flash of a shield icon, keep shooting until it's released, and then go collect it. It'll be either a bonus point shield icon, which is like silver, and that's a random value between 50 to 52,100 points. Or it might be a gold shield icon, which gives you a smart bomb and blows up all weak enemies on the screen at once. Or it might free up a 1-up icon, get an extra life. Yeah, if you're upgrading your bomb icon, and again, that's the one at the top left of the screen, and you fill up that the three marks on that meter, then it'll upgrade, and it upgrades various napalm bombs that you drop at the same time that when you press your fire button. And then your shield, when you upgrade that, that is to the right of the bomb upgrade icon. The shield takes 5 ticks to upgrade to the next level. The red shield icon upgrades your shot. The green shield icon upgrades your bombs. The blue shield icon upgrades your armor. And the purple shield icon upgrades your black hole bomb. And as you get past the first boss, you start to realize how pretty weak the black hole bomb is. I mean, it sounds cool and it looks cool, but it doesn't really generally do much to the bosses. Just learn where the best safe spot is. I'm just gonna scoot forward and see him blow up and go to the next zone that I didn't cover yet. Just completed Zone Q, which was an Arctic sublevel, and the Deadly Crescent was the boss, and he is a mirror dory. And this is Zone V, and we are going to see another ending. This is an undersea stronghold, and the boss is known as Risk Storage, and he is a pelican eel. I'm not well versed in sea life, so I wouldn't recognize a number of these sea creatures if I came across them. I won't be doing any deep sea diving, so never been much of a swimmer, never taken a whole ton of interest in marine life, the ocean. Oceanography trips, going to the tide pools was kind of interesting, but not entirely my bag. That is Risk Storage being wasted, and here we're going to see another ending. You get a bonus for your remaining lives, a huge bonus, and your remaining black hole bombs that you didn't use. Kind of a bad ending, it seems.
Something I did not mention to this point, and it's very important to know, is that you have rapid fire. Just hold down the button and you will continuously shoot. It is a huge relief. There was an extra version that was actually called Extra Version, and it was an official hack of this game, and I think it like changes up the stage or a zone or zone order. Apart from that, I don't remember what the differences are. I never saw that one. I just love the operatic music in this game. I mean, I don't like opera, but it's just so weird and different in this game. And this is Zone C, which takes place in the Ocean of Contrary, and this boss is called King Fossil, and he's a coelacanth. Or coelacanth, or however you pronounce it. Fast forward to him being destroyed. Now we're just going to look at the rest of the zones in this game, and we're going to look at Zone E. And Zone E it takes place at a space station, and the boss of this stage is called Electric Fan, and it's an anemone, There's a starfish in space. Okay then. This game is just so weird and trippy. I love it. And then, like I said, a lot of Darius fans also think that this is the best in the series. I have not played every Darius game. Or have I? Well, I haven't played the extra version. That's an actually official hack. I have played Darius 1 and 2, and this one, and was it Darius G, which was the next game in the series? There were probably others. I don't know of them. You can often break parts of bosses, and you can get some very nice bonuses doing that. Break tentacles, legs, whatever. Maybe antenna, fins. This is Zone F, and it is a space battlefield. And the boss of it is called Folding Fan. And we have already seen it. It is a Pacific fanfish. Yeah, the bosses, a number of them repeat. Some weapons are going to be better against some bosses than others. So maybe it's a good idea to not upgrade or hold off upgrading until you've beaten that boss. So yeah, we're going to skip the bosses that we've already seen. And now we're going to Zone H. Zone H takes place in hyperspace. And the boss is Neon Light Illusion. And it is a squid. We have yet to see it, I believe. Yeah, the phrase "close your eyes" is probably really well remembered by fans of this game, because it's sung quite a bit in this game. just love the trippy feel of this game. The weird graphics in the background here. Yeah, shoot all the walls if you have pretty good firepower and missiles. Try to uncover those hidden bonuses, or smart bombs or 1-ups. And now we're going to Zone I, and this takes place in hyperspace and in a cave. And the boss, which I believe we've already seen, is Prickly Angler. He's a goosefish. I think during the course of this video we've seen my firepower pretty much at the maximum. That's because I put on invincibility. I didn't in the initial game, or the initial gameplay, which I died after like 4 zones or something. Some of these names are really weird. I don't know where they got them from. And now we're going to go ahead and look at Zone J. This takes place in hyperspace, and we have another neon light illusion boss. I would imagine that the soundtrack was pretty popular in Japan. There's a lot of Americans that are snapping up some video game soundtracks. this be considered a space opera? Kinda seems like it. And now we're going to go ahead and look at Zone M. Zone M has asteroids, a bunch of asteroids to shoot down. And the boss of this stage is called Titanic Lance. And it is an Orthocerica. And this stage is very short because this boss is so damn huge. I don't know what the hell an Orthocerica is. But it's really, really, really long. And you have to blow up one part at a time. There is an extra bonus at the end of the game that you might get that is called a captured captain bonus, or captured bonus. It's like 200,000 for each captain you've captured. I honestly don't know what that is. If you have an answer for me, go ahead and leave it in the comments, because I'm not sure. And this is stage N, and this takes place in an asteroid ring, and this stage is fairly short. The boss is called Double Dealer, and it is, and we might have already seen it. Yeah, it's both a flounder and a halibut. And halfway through the battle, it turns into a halibut. And now we're going to look at Zone O. Zone O takes place at space stations. And there's some in need of repair, apparently. And the boss here is called Fatty Glutton, and we've already seen it. It is a piranha. I love this part of the space station. They got the parallax scrolling, or whatever it's called, down really smooth. It looks great. I can't recommend this game enough. It's really cool. Fatty Glutton. Yeah, that sounds like a nickname they'd call a fat kid at school. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you enjoy Martin Luther King weekend coming up. Unfortunately, I have to work. Had to work 2 holidays in a row, which didn't used to happen, and they changed my work group, which sucks, and of course I was not notified. This is Zone R, which takes place in mountains and cliffs. And the boss, which we've already seen, is called Krusty Hammer, and he's a mantis shrimp. That's not the boss. That's a sort of mini-boss or sub-boss, or an enemy that takes a lot of hits. Yeah, Krusty Hammer sounds like a tool that you just kind of let get rusted or something, and should be replaced. And now this zone that we're going to look at is Zone S. And it has desert ruins. And its boss is Deadly Crescent, which we've already seen, and it's a mirror dory. And again, the red floating shield, which you can get from a number of enemies that are the same color as that shield, but not always. Red is shot, green is bombs, your regular bombs, or your missiles. Blue is your armor upgrade, purple is your black hole bomb. And now we're going to go to Zone T. And this is City Ruins. And the boss, again, is Krusty Hammer. And I never saw this in the arcades. I think I have faint memories of either 1 or 2, Darius 1 or 2 in the arcades, or Sagaya as the second one is also known as. And then the hidden items that you can get, there is a silver shield that gives you a bonus points somewhere in between 50 and 52,100. It is totally random. And then there is a gold shield icon that gives you a smart bomb, or it automatically activates when you touch it. And then there is a hidden 1-up icon. And the icon looks like a bubble with your ship inside. And then this zone we're coming on next is Zone U. And Zone U takes place among the sea ruins. And the boss is Deadly Crescent. Apparently next month we're supposed to be getting some help. Some more employees at work. And I work at a hospital, and there's a number of hospitals around me that are on strike, or the workers are on strike. And they would probably get better pay at the hospital where I work. So we might have gotten some expatriates, or are going to get them. The Deadly Crescent looks like it has a mohawk. I mean, it looks that way to me. This is Zone W, and this takes place in a cavern. And the boss is called Vermilion Coronatus, and he is a seahorse. Or it is a seahorse. If you want information about Darius 1 or Darius 2, I have videos of those games. Maybe look through my library of videos and see what you think of them. If you try to shoot his tail, or its tail, it fires your weapons back at you. In slow motion, fortunately. I honestly don't know for sure if I can get killed by my own shots. I had invincibility on, so I couldn't tell. But here is one of the endings that we have not gotten to yet. Yeah, capture bonus. I'm really not sure what that means. The endings in this game are kind of dumb, I think. But this time we're going to look at Zone X, and we're going to see all the rest of the endings here. This takes place at a flying enemy headquarters, and the boss here is called Hysteric Empress. Just weird names, and it is a spider crab. And you can trigger these spiked traps by flying close to them, backing off, and then shooting the cables so that you can fly through. I think I've heard that spider crabs are friggin-normous. Creepy as shit. Would never want to see one in real life. It shoots eggs and various other projectiles at you. Let's go forward to me destroying it. And we'll see another ending. Yeah, and again, you get bonuses for remaining lives, remaining black hole bombs that you didn't use. I had put on an infinite black hole bombs cheat by this point. And some sort of captured captain bonus of 200,000 per. And now we'll look at Zone Y. And this takes place in a jungle. And the boss is known as Odious Trident. And it's a sunfish. Where do they get these friggin' names? I'm looking forward to starting the second time capsule of 1994. Certainly some more stuff to get into. Leave comments on what you were doing in 1994 if you like. I like the rainbow there. And here's the Odious Trident, and he can separate his head from the rest of his body. And then there's like all sorts of guns inside or something that shoot at you. And you have to watch out for his either laser or exhaust or something. When he's off screen, it'll eject and you have to get out of its way. Let's go forward to me destroying Odious Trident. Just a couple more endings to go. I tried not to make the video really long, but I wanted you to see the see all the zones and the endings. Clearly ripped off the Ewoks there. But again, Player 1 and Player 2 are known as Keith Arden and Anna Steiner in this game. Not Proco and Tiat. And this time we're going to look at Zone Z. And this is the second Zone Z. We already saw the first Zone Z. And this one takes place in a volcano. The boss is known as Curious Chandelier. What? And it is a jellyfish. Yeah, Z and V we will see two different versions of. And in some instances you will see an apostrophe after the letter to signify that it is the other Z or V. Saw columns of lava spring up. And there it is, Curious Chandelier. And it's got, well, it gets the chandelier part because of its tentacles there. It's creepy, the eye follows you around. And having those homing shots is really freaking nice. Scoot forward to me, destroying him, or destroying it. Yeah, capture bonus. Captain Capture. I've read it. It's about capturing a captain, but I don't know what the hell that means. And lastly, we are going to see the second V zone. And now they put an apostrophe in front of it to indicate that it's not the first V zone. And this takes place at a or above a stormy sea. And the boss is known as Storm Causer, and it is a fang-toothed fish. Thank you for your patience. And there's another freaking octopus in the sky. What the hell? Such a trippy, weird game. I thank you for your patience because this video is so long. I don't like to make them this long, but wanted you to see all the zones, or at least snippets of each of the zones and the boss fights. And I skipped some of the boss fights because we'd already seen that boss before. Looking forward to some NFL playoff football. Is your team in it in the playoffs? Let me know what the team is. Let me know if your team's been eliminated, or if your team didn't make it, or whatever. Just general chat. It doesn't have to be about the games. I mean the video games that are in the video. Here I like this effect, this 3D effect. It kind of feels like a Space Harrier with the shots coming towards the screen. Yeah, this Storm Causer can slap you backwards, with wind from his tail. And this is the last ending we're going to see for a Zone V, or the second V. But that was Darius Gaiden by Taito, the third game in the Darius series. I thank you for watching. That's Darius Gaiden, game number 11 in our 20 from 1994 series. This is Crazy Clemmer80, and thanks for watching, and I hope you join me soon for game number 10, my second time capsule. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.
Laid back.